Hi there, and welcome to Your Elvis Guide. Let me take you back to the year 1974.
Well, I heard the news. That's good to rockin' tonight. Well, I heard the news. That's good to rockin' tonight.
Hi there, welcome to today's show. You probably, if you are a fan, you remember this great set Sony Music released a couple of years ago in 2013. It's Elvis at Stax, dedicated to the July and December sessions Elvis had in 1973 in the Stax studios in Memphis. Well, the word goes around that Elvis never really did brilliant sessions in the 70s, but these Stax sessions have always been a firm favorite of mine. He chose a mature repertoire. He did country, he did folk, he did rhythm and blues, and it's a very fine mix. I don't think the output was really consistent. There are some very bad tracks, and there are also some brilliant performances were recorded, especially on 6 nights in December 1973. And although today's show is about one performance of Elvis in Las Vegas, the performance of August 19 in the following year, 1974, it basically is dedicated to those Stax sessions. So, what's the story? I'm going to tell you. Elvis recorded some very fine material during these December sessions in Memphis. And the following year, in the August season in Las Vegas, I think it was kind of tired of doing the same show over and over again, starting with the 2001 theme, then CC Rider, and then, well, the first 5 songs were always the same. There was some variation, but not too much, and I think he grew tired of that in August 1974. So he probably thought that he should do it all different. And he basically was ready to experiment with a complete new set list for his show. So no more 2001, and no more CC Rider at the start, and then just doing recent recorded material, so quite some material from the December sessions at Stax. And, well, he was very serious about it. He basically built a complete new show that matched the repertoire that he had recorded that December. Okay, so the first song I'm going to share with you from that August 1974 show is Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues. And that's one of those brilliant songs that Elvis recorded in the 70s. Elvis recorded his version on December 14 in 1973, of course, on the Stax Studios. And, well, you could tell that for him, singing the song was looking in the mirror. And it was the only time Elvis performed this song before a live audience. You can tell by the performance that it's a song that meant much to Elvis, and in a way he reflects his own life with the song. It's like he's looking in the mirror. And if you listen very carefully, in the middle, you can hear Elvis make comments on the song, and he's saying, I did that, and almost did that too.
Everybody's gone away. Said they're moving to LA. There's not a soul I know around. Everybody's leaving town. Some caught a freight, some caught a plane. Find the sunshine, leave the rain. They said this town will waste your time. I guess they're right, it's wasting mine. Some gotta win, some gotta lose. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Good time Charlie's got the blues. You know my heart keeps telling me you're not a kid at 33. Play around, you'll lose your wife, or it doesn't happen. Play it too long, you'll lose your life. Almost did that again. Some gotta win, some gotta lose. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Some gotta win, some gotta lose. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Good time Charlie's got the blues. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Did you hear it? The first time I heard this version of Daniel O'Keefe's song, I couldn't believe my ears. This is Elvis singing. You're not a kid at 33. Well, Elvis was a little bit older than that. And if you play too long, you lose your wife. Well, he was settling his divorce with Priscilla. So he basically had been playing around for too long. And then he said, and if you play too long, you lose your life. And he said, almost did that too. And we can only guess to what occasion he was referring to, but an incident is known in 1973 in which he basically, or almost, did not survive a medicated doses. It's a very sad part of the Elvis Presley story, of course, and I'm not really keen on showing this side, and you won't see it too often in my videos because I don't think it's got anything to do with the great music he made. But in this song, both sides, the man and the performer, come together, and in his music he shows us a little bit of his inside, and therefore I think it's worth telling this story. He was a human being with all his faults and his brilliantness, but he still was a human being, and a young human being. So he lived his life, and well, he did that great, but he left us too early, that's for sure. Okay, one of those pretty songs he recorded in the December sessions in the Stax studios in Memphis. And it's called It's Midnight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This next song is a new record that I have coming out. It's one side of a new record coming out. When's it come out? What time is it now? What time am I coming out? No, it's called It's Midnight. Trying to be strong, then nighttime comes along, and I start warning you. Where's all my self-control? I'm burning way down in my soul and needing you. Wishing I could be the man I try to. Hating me for wanting to be with you. Knowing you don't love me like you used to. But it's midnight. And I miss you. It's getting late, and I know that's when I am weak. Funny how things have a way of looking so much brighter in the daylight. Hard to go to bed, try to straighten out my hair and just forget you. Oh, but it's midnight. Oh, Lord, and I miss you. I miss you so much brighter in the daylight. Hard to go to bed, trying to straighten out my hair and just forget you. Oh, but it's midnight. And I miss you. It's midnight. And I miss you.
Well, It's Midnight eventually ended up being the flip side of the Promised Land single. That's this single that Elvis released in 1974. And Promised Land is a brilliant Chuck Berry rock and roll song that on which Elvis gave a phenomenal performance. And I think it's one of the key songs of the 70s. I here have a European version. I think it's a French version, but I'm not too sure. Might look. Yeah, I think it's the French version of the Promised Land. It's Midnight single, and both songs were released in 1975 on the album Promised Land, and you can see Elvis on the cover of the Promised Land album in his peacock suit. This is not a shot from the concert. I have some clips for you tonight. It's from LA, and I think that's a couple of months earlier in May of 1974. So Elvis also wore that suit in LA. I'm doing this by heart, so correct me if I'm wrong, but he wore the peacock suit in the afternoon show, so that would be May 11, I think it was. And he met Led Zeppelin, the famous rock band, that evening at the evening concert in Los Angeles. Well, I'm going to check it, but I think that was the case. Anyway, another great song he did on that August 19, 1974 show. A very nice and funky rock song, If You Talk in Your Sleep. And the great thing is that this song was written by his bodyguard, Red West. Red West was an excellent songwriter, basically. He wrote a couple of songs for Elvis, and each and every song has some subtlety in it. It's very good lyric wise, and it's very catchy music wise. So there was a man of tremendous talent in the Elvis Presley entourage, and that's Red West. He later became, when Elvis died, and Red West, together with Sonny West and Dick Robb, I think, left Elvis in 1976. Well, that wasn't a pretty story. That isn't a pretty story, but he left Elvis, and well, he wrote a book, Elvis: What Happened. It basically opened up the Elvis addiction story to medicines, and well, he later became an actor. And I don't know really if he did any other music for other singers. I should dive into that, because the songs he wrote for Elvis are pretty worthwhile. So the songs he did for Elvis are pretty worthwhile. So If You Talk in Your Sleep.
I know you're a lonely woman, and I love you. And someone else is waiting, and he owns you. If he should ever wake up, be sure you stole his straight love. If you talk in your sleep, don't mention my name. If you walk in your sleep, forget where you came.
Forget where you came, yeah.
Meeting every night here in the shadow. so afraid that sometime he may follow. There's always a chance to find us, so I don't need to remind. If you talk in your sleep, don't mention my name.
Don't mention my name.
If you walk in your sleep, forget where you came.
Forget where you came. Yeah. Don't mention my name.
Love is always sweeter when it's borrowed, but I feel a little easier to borrow. Don't give our secret away. Be careful what you say. If you talk in your sleep, don't mention my name.
Don't mention my name.
If you walk in your sleep, forget where you came.
Forget where you came. Yeah.
Forget where you came now.
Don't mention my name.
Forget where you came.
Don't mention my name. Yeah.
Mention my name now.
Don't mention my name.
Forget where you came now.
Don't mention my name. Yeah.
Mention my name now.
Don't mention my name.
Forget where you came now.
Don't mention my name. Yeah.
Mention my name now.
Don't mention my name.
If you walk in your sleep, don't mention my name.
Don't mention my name.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Whew. That's a weird song, you know that? That's not about me. I didn't write that song about myself because I don't do that.
So, If You Talk in Your Sleep also ended up on the Good Times album. And it's such a shame that that song never was released as a single, because I think for then it was a very contemporary and funky song, and even today it's still very, very listenable. I love it. But the last song I've selected for you, well, it's a melodramatic ballad, and well, basically I think it's a little bit over the top. Okay, so the My Boy single, I've brought some single variations for you just to share with you. I hope you like it. The original American single, yeah, is released in the United States, of course. Then from Germany, with a different sleeve, you can recognize the photo taken from the Aloha concert in 1973. And this is the French cover for the single sleeve. And they just selected a different picture and a different style. So My Boy ended up on the Good Times album again. Despite some very strong selections, there's a great song on the Good Times album that I won't do in this show, and that's I've Got a Thing About You, Baby. And Elvis recorded that in the summer of 1973, also at Stax. And well, there are some very fine selections on this album, but the album eventually didn't do too well in the charts. Probably not really. The lack of hit material, especially in the United States, since My Boy wasn't going nowhere there. So, well, the album did nothing for Elvis other than fulfill the obligation he had to RCA Records to produce a dazzling 3 records a year. Okay, so it's very hard to produce quality material if you're on such a schedule, but that was basically what the Colonel did. It was doesn't mind as long as the money keeps coming in, I suppose. So let's listen to My Boy.
Bring your ears home. My boy. The sleeping son. Okay, my boy. You're sleeping son. One really good candle. I wanted to explain before it gets too late. For your mother and me, love's finally died. This is no happy home, but God knows how I tried. Because you're alive, my boy. You are my life, my pride, my joy. And if I stay because my boy. I know it's hard to understand. Why did we ever start? We're more like strangers now, each acting out of love. I am glad to have cried, have lost every game. Take it all I take, but I'll stay here just the same. Because you're my boy. You're my life, my pride, my joy. And if I stay because you, my boy. Sleep on. You haven't heard a word. Perhaps it's just as well. All your little dreams are put you to hell. I just know fairy tale, and one day you will know. But now you're just a child. I'll stay here and watch you go. Because you're
Okay, My Boy from August 18, 1975. A summer season that would soon end as Elvis left Las Vegas sick and not being able to perform. He came back in December 1975 to finish his obligation. The August 1974 show, if you want to listen to it and enjoy the show, because it's an enjoyable show. It's been released on the collector's label Follow That Dream. The show has been taken directly from the soundboard, so it's not as good as a multi-track recording, but it's still very enjoyable. Well, for today, I would say, please subscribe to my show, tell others about it, and like my videos, and hopefully I will see you again next week, same time, new show. Bye!
Elvis has left the building. I've told you absolutely straight up to this point, you know that he has left the building. He left the stage and went out the back with the policeman, and he is now gone from the building.